All right, welcome to the Field of 64 Bracket Breakdown Show. We've got the three analysts here to break down how we see each region playing out. We've got 4 regions again this year, 64 players, a lot of good matchups. We're going to go ahead and start with the North region, the North Omaha region that is. Adam Moore being your overall number 1 seed. A little bit of a shocker there, like I said earlier. You kind of had a shaky finish to the year. We've got a couple really interesting matchups here. You've got a potential Gondo in the second round. I think everybody's really excited about. The one person I think is playing some really good golf right now and can come out of this bracket is Jordan Hausch. Jordan Hausch had some great things going last year in his match play, struggled in the semis and a late collapse to Dan Bai. I think he's going to get that Dan Bai matchup in the second round, get a little bit of revenge, and work his way to win the North bracket. There's a lot of upsets that could happen. I think that 1 versus 16 right away is a big one, but I do like the Hausch matchup is coming out of the North region. Kev, how do you see things going?
So I went a different route. I picked Steven Dietrich, just going by last year's results. He was part of a duo with his dad that really ripped through a lot of tournaments last year, and he's certainly cocky enough to be able to go out on his own. He requested being the last person in the Goodman Cup going out for my team because he wanted to have it on his back, so I think he can handle the pressure in the North.
Yeah, I like that too. I had him going pretty far. That's an interesting pick because Steven Dietrich had that performance-enhancing drug scandal in the offseason that I thought would maybe play into this a little bit, the steroids usage.
You didn't get the cease and desist?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. There was no performance-enhancing drug issue according to his agent. It was just Flintstone gummies. Jacob, how do you kind of see the North Omaha bracket shaking up?
So actually I'm kind of in agreement with you. I like Jordan Hausch. I like the way he's playing. Always a really nice guy to me when I see him on the practice screen when I'm out there. So learned a lot from him. But one of the matchups that I really like, and I think that you actually could see a challenge for it, comes from Dan Bai, Kurt Farmer. Kurt Farmer played with him a couple times. See Dan Bai out here all the time. So I think they could be sneaky good, but I think overall, Jordan Hausch.
With this being a tournament, do you have to take carts because both Hausch and Kurt Farmer walk all the time? That might rattle them a little bit.
That is true. That is not a rule. We did not put the cart rule into effect. Social distancing. So great analysis there. We're going to work our way to the West Omaha region. West Omaha region's not quite as strong. You have a lot of unproven talent in the bracket. A lot of people trying to make a comeback. It was really tough to analyze this bracket. I had a hard time picking a winner, but there has to be one. So I kind of went with what I see as a wild card. That's Tom Rowan. Low handicap, 3-4, brand new golf clubs. That's either going to be, his saving grace, or it could be his demise, and he could go out in the first round. But I got a little bit crazy, and I went with Tom Rowan. I think there's a lot of really good sticks in there. I almost went with me and Dean Winans. I really did. I had him advancing pretty far. I think the matchup that a lot of people are talking about is that Pat Zock and Ben Bertolini. Kind of how do you see the West Omaha bracket going, Kev?
You pretty much just stole my thunder. So I chose Ben Bertolini in the bracket. He's the 15 seed as the world's burning around us. I feel like this is the year for a 15 seed or a 16 seed to really make it all the way to the Final Four. But I see the Ben Bertolini versus Pat Zock. I think the winner of that match is going to win the West Omaha bracket, and I took Ben Bertolini in that.
Good stuff there.
So coming from the West, I really kind of looked for kind of a sleeper, someone that we really kind of don't know, maybe an unknown, unproven, and I found that I just met this member the other night, Sam Beadle.
New member.
That's a really interesting matchup with me and Dean Winans, and I think the winner of that match comes out of there, and I believe it's going to be Sam Beadle.
That's a good pick, Sam Beadle. New members played almost every single day since joining. I really like where you guys are going with that. Bertolini popular 15 over 2 pick there. If you go to the Field Club breakdown, which we've got in the back, we've got our guys crunching numbers. 99.6% of the field is taking Bertolini at 15 seed over 2 seed Pat Zock. So not as big as the upset as the world sees it. Moving to the South Omaha region, strong group here. A lot of proven golfers, a lot of champions. You've got Taylor Stormberg, who has won the shortened stroke play championship last year. Barb White as well is a Lucy Mann champion. And then you've got Al Bennick, who's nobody's talking about, and he's last year's player of the year. So, you know, when I started to analyze this bracket, you see there could be a lot of upsets, but then, you know, you don't want to just take favorites going all the way through. But that's pretty much what I did. You know, she may be a 7 seed, but Barb White, top player in the LGA. She won Lucy Mann. This is a stroke play competition, even though you're going head-to-head matches. And I had her kind of just storming through her bracket. I have her in a sneaky matchup against her husband, Tom White, in the second round. I just don't see Tom being any match for Barb. And I have her taking Al down in the finals of that bracket, POI champ. So that's kind of how I see the South breaking down. I'm going to actually go to Jacob. Jacob, how do you see the South region playing out?
So I really like the South region. One of the most interesting matchups there, I really like Al Bennick, Connor Steichen. That's probably the one that I'm most excited to see. What you said was going to be on Fox Sports 6, Fox Sports 7?
Yeah, I'd have to check with syndication. If anything, you'll definitely be on NETV for sure.
And I know you said you went definitely with you went chalk throughout the bracket, but I found Scott Chisholm, a guy I play with a lot. If he can get the driver, keep it in between the trees, I think he's actually pretty good at keeping on the short stuff. You know, I really like Scott Chisholm. I
like Chisholm pick as well. He brought us meatballs one time. That plays a big role in how we're picking things. We're a big food fan, so I like that pick, Jacob.
Yeah, Chisholm and Barb. That's kind of the way it looks.
Yeah, I picked Bennick as well. I honestly don't know why. He, you know, he's a longtime member. Everyone knows him. He obviously won Player of the Year last year. He just kind of shows up during tournaments and just kind of plods along and lets everyone crumble around him. And so I chose him in the South.
Yeah, I think it's a great pick. We're going to move to what many have called the death region. You hear that in the World Cup. I think it's mainly because this is Council Bluffs. I'm not sure about the talent in the bracket. You've got Pat Dietrich as the overall #1 seed. Rick Holmes down there is the 2 seed. A lot of chalk in the middle. When I say chalk, a lot of talent, good handicaps. It's not many times I'm going to pick an upset that I don't think is going to happen, but I think I'm going to go with a fan favorite here, and I think what the world wants to see is a Doug Coach Peters versus Kevin Lobert matchup, and I want the world to have it. So I had them going together head to head, and I think there's going to be, you know, Lobert wants a little bit of revenge after getting beat in the match play last year. I don't think he's going to get it. I think what Coach is doing right now with his game and what he's doing off the field is enough to get him the victory and advance into the Final Four and winning the Council Bluffs bracket.
I don't know if the course can handle the amount of foot traffic that would be on it to watch that match, so I don't know if I want to root for it or if I want to root against it. I just don't know.
Yeah.
For me, I took Matt McVeigh, another high seed, a 14 seed in that region. You know, I'll be honest, I don't know about his handicap. I think all he does is just practice. That's all he does, so he doesn't have to post a score because he comes out and he can play to his handicap. So good for him for practicing a lot, and I think he'll do just fine.
I did mention in the Facebook Live, Matt McVeigh won multiple stroke play championships, 7th and even 8th flight, which is crazy because we only do 6 flights. So the guy's got some proven talent. So I think he got some really good stuff there.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with both of you. I actually really I saw this region coming down to Lobert McVeigh matchup instead of a Lobert Peters matchup, and I think that McVeigh's just got the grittiness to get through. I think he's just going to be slamming Diet Cokes and just really making his way through. And I just think he's an intimidating figure in that region as a 14 seed. Very very dangerous.
With the visor, his neck won't get so sore throughout the round.
I agree. I think visor is completely underrated. Yeah, that's a great point.
That's going to be pretty key in that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there you have it. We've given our breakdown on who we think is going to win each region. We're not going to give you a picks on who is going to win it all because we don't want to show favoritism, but you can definitely see that there's a lot of work that went into this as far as how we're going to analyze each matchup. We hope that our picks are correct, but we know March can get crazy. That's why they call it March Madness. A lot of upsets could happen. We've got a lot of really good high seeds that are playing well right now. So we're excited to see how this shakes out over the next 5 weeks. Remember, every Sunday we will post the results on social media. For this first round, though, you have the rest of this week and next week. So you have until April 5th to get your first round in. Make sure you check on Sunday night to see the results and see if you've advanced in that winner's bracket or gone into one of our losers bracket. We thank you for tuning in to our selection show breakdown, and we hope to see you on the golf course soon.